right here on the Space Force, too. We ended the forever wars in Iraq and Syria and Somalia and Afghanistan. We brought them back home, and this is just the finishing little. We've brought them back home. We're down to very few soldiers in any of those places, and I'm very proud of it. These were the endless wars, so bad. I'd visit soldiers at Walter Reed Hospital, where the doctors are truly fantastic what they can do, but I'd see these young people that were just blown to pieces, and it's so sad. I'd be at Dover, where these magnificent machines would come in, the big cargo planes, and that door would open up, and there'd be a coffin in the back, and the soldiers would take that coffin and walk it off the plane, and I'd be with the parents an hour before, and we'd be talking, and I'd say to the general in charge, "General, the parents seem to be okay." And he'd say, "No, they're not, sir. They're not okay." I said, "General, I'm having a great conversation." And the mothers oftentimes would say, "Oh, my son was such a great football player. Sir, he had an arm that was so powerful. He was so strong. And he could throw a ball so far. He was such a good player," or other things. They tell me these stories about, they just were so in love with telling the stories about their son or their daughter. In some cases, their daughter. And then I'd look at the general and say, "Well, it's amazing the way they can handle it." And then the plane would come in, and the general would say, "Sir, it's not going to be good." And that door would open up, that big back door, right, would open up from this incredible, powerful machine that can lift up army tanks like it's nothing. And it would open up, and there'd be one or two or three or four coffins. And I'd see the same people that were talking to me so jubilant about their child, how great the child was, would start screaming. Screams like I've never heard before. It was the most terrible thing to watch. And the general in charge would say, "Sir, you're going to see things that you maybe will not have seen." "Like what, General?" I said, "Mothers and wives and even fathers sometimes breaking through the military ranks and jumping on top of the coffin." And I got to see that one time where a mother was just, she was devastated. She jumped on, and these incredible, extremely fit soldiers are taking that coffin, and would jump onto the coffin, and they would just keep walking. They wouldn't do a thing. They would just keep walking. And the mother was on the coffin, and this is for Afghanistan and for Iraq and for these other places where so many mistakes were made, where we shouldn't be. And we can't do that. And we're moving them out. We're moving them back. 21 years, you've heard 19 years, but it's not 19. Now it's 21 years in Afghanistan. It's enough. And we haven't lost a soldier in Afghanistan since January of last year. We haven't lost a soldier. Not one single soldier has been lost. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So it's hard to believe the records the Biden administration is doing, and I'm very glad that he's continuing to move them out. I think it would be very hard to stop, to be honest. I think, frankly, stopping would be very, very hard. But so I'm very honored by the fact that they're continuing to bring those soldiers home where they belong.